Michael Monestein, Executive Director of the Central Square Business Improvement District. I'm fortunate enough that I get to show up every day, come to Central Square. I live in Cambridge, come here and get to do this work. There's all these special things that make Central Square the place to be. And in my opinion, it's the beating heart of the city of Cambridge.
Good, how are you? All right, thank you.
We're gonna give you a quick tour of Starlight Square. Follow me. So the original idea for Starlight came from an architect by the name of Mark Boyes-Watson, his son Matthew Boyes-Watson, and Nina Berg. So the three of them have long thought about this parking lot being more than just a place for cars. How can it be a place for people? And Starlight is going to change the way we feel about surface parking lots. Surface parking lots that people just leave their cars for hours at a time. There's no activity, there's no community, there's no conversation. And now we have a place where those things are at the center of it all. So this is like the grand entrance. When you arrive at Starlight, you're gonna see the Central Square marquee. You're gonna have two doors you can walk into. The amphitheater seats 150 people physically distanced from each other. And along this entry wall, you'll see some great messaging. Starlight is a place of worship, place for learning, dining, and dialogue. And I hope you come join us.
Hi, my name is Cassie Chapados. My pronouns are the she series, and I'm the production manager at Central Square Theater. So I think that Cambridge, and Central Square in particular, tends to be a really community-oriented neighborhood, at least in my experience. And one of the things that's important to us at Central Square Theater is that community engagement, is creating programming, not just on our main stage, but with our educational groups, with all the stuff that we do to engage the community. A space like this really lets us do that because there's not the same kind of barrier to entry that normal sort of theater spaces tend to have in terms of they might be really expensive or they're hard to get to or whatever. This is a very inexpensive space for patrons. It's free in many cases, right? And it's easy to get to. That for us is really hammers home all these community-oriented ideas.
Now I need you to use your imagination a little here because this is one area that we still need to finesse a little. But at the backdrop of the potluck mural painted by David Victor, this beautiful piece is going to be the community center area. So right behind you, once all these materials leave, we're going to have space that the Margaret Fuller House will be able to show up to with their kids. The Community Arts Center is going to be doing a beautiful mural along this wall over here. And the Cambridge Community Center and Tutoring Plus will show up in different ways as well. So this used to be a parking lot for cars that we've turned into a place for people. And not just any people. Residents of Cambridge, a whole bunch of good folks who abut Central Square.
Well, I think right now they're more important than ever because we can't perform inside. And what we've been doing is a lot of theater companies have doing things online with Zoom or sort of other Facebook Live, that kind of stuff. But the beauty of live theater is that it occurs in a space in community with not just the performers, but the audience as well. It's really hard to do what we do in the way that's meant to be done. There's a thing that already exists that's recorded performance that you watch alone in your house. And that's film and television, and they do that well already. So for us, outdoor performance right now is essential because it's the only thing that we can do.
But Starlight is beautiful and has a lot of public art. So we'll talk more about this as we enter into the community space, but these two pieces curated by Street Theory, the same team who did the Queendom above H Mart. A lot of beautiful public art that's being added to this. Yeah, look, I think public art helps benefit the community because it gives you something to react to. It helps start a conversation. It's a meeting point for friends. It lets you know that the lights are on and that there's people inside really working to make a difference.
As a former performer and as a theater maker now, I think there's something really joyful in getting to perform outside and the challenges and uniqueness of that. So I think it's fun as a performer to get to live in that world. So I think mostly it's a lot of excitement. And for us as an organization to remind the people of Cambridge and our patrons outside of Cambridge that like we're still here. We know the times are weird, but we've found this space. We've created it in conjunction with all these other really wonderful people, and we can now do what we do, you know?
Not only is COVID happening in the background of all of this and the reason why we've turned our whole community outside, in addition to that, there's this incredible civil rights moment going on right now. And the wall on Bishop Allen is great. And all these photos collaged together celebrate images from rallies across the United States. So what you see here is a bunch of photos from Boston, Los Angeles, New York City, Minneapolis, protest photos. While we might be miles apart, we have so much in common. And at this time, right now, it's important that we band together as a community and celebrate that. And Starlight is a celebration. As much as it is saving our arts organizations, giving them a chance to come outside, it's a celebration of this moment we're in that's part of this larger movement. So this last piece happens to be one of my favorite pieces erected onto the surface of Starlight. It celebrates both Bob and Janet Moses, civil rights leaders in our community who are fundamental to the civil rights movement of the 60s and have been active participants ever since. And standing here right to our far left is YPP's office, the Young People's Algebra Project, started by Bob Moses. So one thing we need to do is celebrate these individuals while they're here. The passing of John Lewis, we are all now celebrating his life's work with the end of the chapter of his life. It gives me joy that we get to celebrate both Bob and Janet now as they're with us and sort of appreciate and smell the roses while we have them.
I mean, I'm always compelled by something that 3 months ago didn't exist, and now here we are sitting in it. I think that that's really exciting.
I'm looking forward to seeing people smile behind their face masks. I'm looking forward to that wow moment when they first pull up and it all becomes real. So we're gonna find ways to lift up this entire community and bring your mom, bring your kids, bring the whole family. Fun for all.
It's unprecedented, and hopefully we'll be able to do it forever. Like this could become a thing we do every year, which would be awesome. Yeah. And then now we'll know how to do it. We don't have to do all the same stuff again.
When you have a special place, you have to put in that work to make sure that it remains special. And Central is that special place that we should all be putting time and energy into to make sure that we keep it special.